Have you ever had chicken pox?
Yes.
Okay, chicken pox is herpes. Eczema is
Mhm.
herpes. Itchy elbow
Mhm.
disease is herpes. Herpes is herpes. Eczema, severe eczema is a form of herpes. Psoriasis is a form of herpes. Chicken pox, monkey
Mhm.
pox, all of these are herpes. And herpes is a zoonotic disease, meaning that you can get them from animals or the eating of animals. A lot of people think I be talking out the side of my neck when I say things like that, but I truly, really mean it when I say that. So before we keep going, I just want to show this real fast for anybody that think I'm
Mhm.
playing when I say that, because a lot of people, they be like, well, you trying to defend the brothers or the sisters. I did a consultation with two couples, and one of the couples cussed me out because they said that I was literally trying to protect one of the couples because I said they might did not get it through sex, because she thought that he was out cheating, and he was swearing up and down that he wasn't cheating. And I was like, well, what you been eating and what you been doing? And I'm like, well, you probably got it from your food, and you probably got it from this and that, but it wasn't sex. And she was mad, you taking up for him and this and that, it had to be through sex. And I'm like, no, we really need to get knowledge, very knowledgeable about what herpes is, because a lot of times it don't come from sex. It either come from these actual vacs, or it's coming from the food, or it's coming from poor diets, and it's a skin parasite. You can literally rub up on somebody when they're going through their shedding process and contract it, because it's a skin parasite. So I just want to show you that these things are zoonotic diseases as well. So, but this just shows you right here. It says herpes, a zoonotic threat. It's asking, is herpes a zoonotic threat? Meaning, can you contract herpes from other species or other animals or even other primates? And check out what this says. It says only in rare cases, meaning that this have happened before. Matter of fact, within the last year, over 28 people have died from herpes simplex virus B that they got from monkeys at a zoo. All right. It says only in rare cases species barriers fall and allow animals to humans or humans to animal transmission along zoonotic herpes virus. It says number one, or they call it herpes virus B, is one of the most significant and can be transmitted from how you say it, makequacks to humans. So it's showing you right here that you can actually get herpes from somebody, and you can get Epstein-Barr virus from them, or you can get what you would call the Maroks or the Marax disease, and these things are actually in chickens as well. So a lot of people think I be going crazy when I be saying this, but I've been studying up on this for the last 15 years, and herpes is one of the number one diseases that my people deal with, and that we are actually healing in people. So I'm pretty knowledgeable about when it comes to herpes. Everybody think that herpes is a virus, when herpes is not a virus. Herpes is actually a passed on skin parasite that comes with a protein load that they call the virus. But if you go after the virus for herpes, notice you never get rid of it. But when you start treating herpes for what it really is, which is a skin parasite, a microparasitic called the Fasciolopsis buski, all of a sudden it goes away and people test negative. So I just wanted to show that. Okay, so the first thing we have to realize, and that we have to truly, truly understand, is that herpes is not a viral load. Once we see that and
Mhm.
see that it's an actual Fasciolopsis buski fluke worm that can pleomorph and change due to what you put what you put your body, or what type of environment you put your body in, then we can truly learn how to get rid of it. We have to deworm you. That's what's going to have to happen. We need to deworm you on a cellular level, and we need to deworm you on an actual macro level. Once we do that and we kill these, it's easy to flush the proteins, because the protein is already in a broken down state that they call a glycoprotein anyway. All right, so the first thing you have to check is your diet. Diet is going to be key
Mhm.
with this. I want to see if you can do a all raw diet, all raw. And out of this all
Mhm.
raw diet, I want you to try to do 70% fruit, nothing but fruit, and then 30% vegetables, dark leafy green vegetables. Now, there is a few things that you can't eat because they are high in what you would call the amino acid L-arginine, and L-arginine actually promotes the growth of these parasiticals or Fasciolopsis buski, because they are cellular proliferators, and we haven't understand the mechanism why yet. But we notice when people with herpes eat a bunch of foods that's high in amino acid L-arginine, they tend to get more outbreaks, and they tend to actually speed up the life expectancy plan of the worms, meaning that they repopulate more. So we don't want
Mhm.
you to eat anything that have a higher amount of L-arginine than L-lysine. So the food you need is L-lysine. And so the foods that
Okay.
have high amounts of L-arginine in it than L-lysine will be things no avocados, all right, no coconut
Mhm.
flesh, Coconut flesh have a higher amount of L-arginine than L-lysine. No asparagus. Asparagus have a higher amount of L-arginine than L-lysine. And no Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts have the same thing, and it's also in chocolate as well. But the reason why I'm not going to even mention chocolate is because chocolate is not a part of your diet, because you're going on an all fruit and vegetable diet, all raw. I do not suggest you cook anything. Now, in your transitional stage, you can use steamers, you can make vegetable stew, you can make vegetable soups. But once you get your herbs, I want you to be completely 70-30, all raw fruits, all raw vegetables. Now, what I've noticed, what's good about pulling out these worms and really neutralizing them for the herbs can actually get them, is your high citric foods. High citric foods. These are your astringent fruits. And what the astringent side of the fruit family does is it detoxifies and it pulls acids from the cells. It literally breaks through the mucosa barrier of the cells and it gets all of those acids out. It's very astringent because that citric acid is just pulling and tugging at the cells. These are things like red grapes or green grapes with seeds, of course. Make sure you find them all with seeds and make sure that you find them all organic. Key limes is very good. Lemons is amazing. Pomegranates is good. Tangerines is amazing. Mangoes is amazing, especially yellow mangoes is amazing. Your oranges is amazing. Grapefruit is amazing. Green apples, green pears, peaches, and pineapples. These are the things that you're going to really need to pull, tug, and extringe on them cells, because we have to open up the cells, because what we've been noticing is Vasculovskis buski in its microdermate stage love to be inside the cells, but what it does is it burrows itself through your actual spinal column, and it lives throughout your nervous system. That's what Vasculovskis buski does. It finds its way to your spinal cord. It burrows itself into the sacral bone. And usually if it stays into the sacral bone and it messes with the neurons throughout the spinal column, they call this HSV2. If it travels and it gets to the ganglia nerve in the back of your head, that's what they call HSV1, because it expresses itself through the mouth. If it goes through your skin and it lives in the epidermis, that's what they will call psoriasis or Epstein-Barr, or sometimes if you're older, they'll call it shingles. If it go over your whole entire body and it's in the nervous system plus in the tissues, they will call that chicken pox. If you get this, and notice chicken pox from chicken, they say it's because it looks like a chicken when the chicken is plucked from all his hairs. That's why they call it chicken pox, but it's because you get them from chickens. Same thing why they call it monkey pox, which is herpes. Again, it's because you get it from monkeys. You get it from Reese's monkeys. See, once you really start studying, you start learning these things, you will know where they come from. These things started in the animal kingdom first, and then they was transferred over to us by way of bioengineering and creating biological weapons. So now we all just got to deal with it, and we got to figure out how to get these things out of the body. All right, so that was the actual astringent side. I want you to actually dive deep into the other side as well, and this is what you will actually call your antioxidants, because you need to get a bunch of oxygens to the cell. And the way you get antioxidants or a bunch of oxygenated foods that protects the cells to the cells is what you will call anthocyanins. And this is basically chromophores, or these are the melanins, or what you will call melanocytes that's inside of the fruit and vegetable kingdom. So blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, mulberries, juniper berries is amazing, and because juniper berries go after the actual kidneys, they open up the nephrons of the kidneys and they create kidney filtration. That way you can move and get rid of lymphatic metabolic waste. Elderberries is amazing because it builds up the lymphatic system, or what they call the immunological system. Cherries, goji berries, gojis without the husk, persimmons, bearberries, and we're going to take rose hips off of this. I need to just update this chart. Next thing is, these are the rebuilders. This is what's going to really rebuild the molecular structure while you're on your 70-30, right? You have watermelon, muskmelon, you have cucumbers. You can do these with the skin if you blend them, but if you're not blending them and you just juicing them, make sure that you actually peel the skin of your cucumbers. Cantaloupe, honeydew melon, horn melon, bitter melon, which is very good for the pancreas, winter melon, honey glow melon, and papaya. And papaya is amazing. It's an all-around fruit. And the good thing is about the papaya, you can eat the papaya with the actual seeds. And the papaya seeds will help you kill any type of, not only bad bacteria, but any pleomorphic parasites. Papaya seeds is amazing parasite killer. Let me pull up my disclaimer before they try to get me up out of here. Hold on. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food or Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases. Matter of fact, Yaki do not even believe in diseases. All right.
Mm.